We good? We rolling?
Uh-huh.
All right. How's everyone doing? My name is Eric.
I'm Alex.
I'm Jim.
I'm Kate.
I'm Dylan.
And this is the 5th Immature Hour Podcast here at Packed House. We have a special guest today. Kate is here with us from Bckstry.
Hi, everybody.
Kate, tell us exactly what Bckstry is.
So Bckstry is a creatives nonprofit here in Acadiana that helps encourage creating that network that you need for your business, whether it's finding someone in the film industry that you need someone to be your cinematographer, be your director, or you need musicians for your soundtrack, or you need someone to help design different things. It's a collaboration that's coming together here in Acadiana, and we've been active for about a year. Had our nonprofit status and everything, and it's super exciting. We've got some really, really cool things in the works that I can't really talk about.
Ooh.
But be ready come next.
Way to be a cock tease.
Yeah. This coming spring, it's going to be really exciting.
Awesome. That's awesome. Cool. And also, welcome Dylan and Jim to the first podcast. This is actually the first Packed House thing you guys been able to be a part of.
That's correct.
So, super exciting. This is an awesome podcast today. We actually have a very cool topic to talk about today. So the other day...
Please tell us about the really cool topic we're going to talk about
yeah.
today.
I'm waiting with
I'm-
bated breath.
So about
I
that
am-
topic, what is it again?
And you know what?
Like, my
Get to it.
anus is clenched so hard right now thinking about it.
Fucking hate you guys.
Fucker in the butthole.
Alex's chair is 3 inches off the ground.
It's true. I'm like carrying it around the room right now.
Hold on to your seats, buddy.
Oh, I am.
So, anyways, the other day, I went to a friend's house, and
What a coincidence the other day. I went to a friend's house too.
oh, look at
I
that!
wish I had friends.
And his roommate had a PlayStation VR, and I said, "Hey, buddy, is that a PlayStation VR?" I haven't tried one of those, and try to make sure that his roommate was well within earshot. And he let me try it. And you guys, Alex, you and Dylan went to Jody's house I think the same fucking day.
Probably.
It was either the same day or the day before.
Same day or the day before. And y'all got to try the HTC 5.
Yes.
And actually, I forgot to tell you guys, so in my grad school, they actually had a VR showcase.
Mm-hmm.
So I've also been able to try out the Samsung Gear and the Oculus.
Sweet.
Very cool.
So the main reason I wanted to talk about this, I know VR has been out for a little bit, but I know it's the holiday season. People are probably trying to figure out what the hell to get their kids for Christmas, whatever,
Definitely.
get themselves for Christmas. So I figured it'd be a cool time to talk about VR, because I know there's a lot of people that aren't sure about what VR is like and want to get someone's opinion on it. So I just wanted to take the time to for each of us to talk about their VR experience from the other day.
But I can sum it up in like one sentence, and it would be like if you open mouth kissed God. That's what VR is like.
Yes.
Jesus.
I think it's really cool right now to be a part of the start of the VR revolution, you can call it, because I mean we've witnessed it go all the way from 2D experiences where Mario was the best thing we've ever seen, and
Exactly.
you think just 20 years later here we are, and you can literally be in the face of a zombie, or turn around and be scared shitless.
Yeah.
It's just an amazing immersive experience that I don't think we ever thought it was really possible, and now all of a sudden you get to immerse yourself in these stories.
And it's
Right?
it's the smallest things that are amazing in this type of stuff. Like I saw the basically giant aquarium experience.
Oh my God.
Jesus, when you're in the same space of if you've never seen a blue whale in real life, it's the biggest animal on the planet Earth,
Yep.
which is the craziest thing that
Besides John Molosso's penis.
besides that. I guess.
I mean, that's debatable.
But according to his Tinder profile. I'm sorry, Grinder profile.
Oh, there we go.
But
Swipe left, everyone.
but it's just the VR can give you that. You could be in the same space of the largest animal on the planet Earth, and it's massive. Alex was playing whenever we were doing the lab.
Yeah, it was. We were at Jody's house, and I launched the. It's basically Valve's free VR game that they can include with the Vive, and it allows you to do a lot of Valve-based things. And one of the ones I did was it's basically like a repair shop where fucking Atlas comes in the room and you have to repair him.
Yeah.
And dude, afterwards, fucking Atlas like falls apart, and then Gladys comes in the room, and Gladys is fucking enormous.
Yeah.
It's like an 18-wheeler's coming at you.
The way that I think about VR and like the different levels of VR, it's like it's the difference between like Gear VR. It's like being in a dream. You're watching everything happen. You can look around, but you have no control over it. The higher tier you go, the more it becomes like a lucid dream. And it's like, no, now I control the place that I'm in. And you can really do almost anything.
And it's not just for video games. There was a setup at New Orleans Film Festival this year, and it was using, I think, the Samsung Gear or whatever. And they took the same premise and they made a short documentary with it. Everyone's seen like the 360 cameras that are super popular right now. So that kind of changes the film game because like the whole point of like what I want to do, I want to be a cinematographer. My job is to show you what you need to be shown. And so of course there's a lot that you miss. You don't miss anything in this experience. And it was so cool. It was in it was in like the Australian outback, and it was following the story of some guy who had actually witnessed the dropping of a bomb and didn't understand what was happening. And you get to look around. I think the coolest thing, and it needs just a little bit of work only because it's such new technology as far as like moving pictures and everything, is you get to see the sky at night in the Australian outback, and it's absolutely gorgeous.
And you don't have to worry about
gives
things
you the
murdering
opportunity to travel if you don't say have the means to go. It gives you the means to train. I just think about we're talking about video games and telling stories and this and that, but it even goes so far as to help with training. I mean, I was when we were preparing for this podcast, I did a little bit of reading. Just talking about some of the real world aspects of VR. Yeah. They're training surgeons now. You put a camera.
I saw that.
You put a camera on a surgeon's head, and he does a successful heart surgery. You are now in his eyes. So when you go to med school, instead of working on, you're working on cadavers or whatever, but now you actually get to see the eyes of the best surgeon in the world doing a successful surgery, and you're there. You can actually experience that kind of stuff. It's amazing the possibilities. Cool. And
on a kind of like lower like stress level basis, whenever I was applying for graduate school, one of the grad school that I inevitably got accepted into, their acceptance letter came with a Google Cardboard. And it was like, go to this website and like you put your phone in, and whenever you started looking around, it was basically you could tour their campus. Like in virtual reality, it's like, oh yeah, this is the classroom that you're going to be in. These are all the buildings. Hey, this is downtown. This is where you're probably going to go to drink and forget all your problems because it's stressful as hell, but whatever.
All right, grad school. Yeah. I did that.
It was fun.
I did not. Fuck grad school. I got a bachelor's degree and I was like, nope, that's enough.
I loved it so much I did it twice.
There you go.
You're a psychopath, Joe.
But at the same time,
I was going to say, I believe that everybody's a little bit of a masochist.
At the same time, what Kate was saying, it's we also there's a pretty decent film school in my graduate department, and they actually filmed their own VR short film. And it was basically a story. It was two waiters falling in love while working in a coffee or tea shop at the same time. But my problem was the fact that unlike what she was talking about, it seemed like they had a like clear direction of like where you were supposed to be looking. This had no real direction. It was just like you're in the space and you're watching all this stuff, and there's things happening all around you. They really want to play with like the 360 aspect, but I find myself like getting lost and like looking for the main characters. But at the same time, it felt a little more immersive because it's just like, this is crazy. Like I'm in this space. I'm watching these people like dance and love each other and all these like crazy things. So it's really interesting to see where the film industry is going to take VR.
For sure.
I can't get over how immersive it feels. Like, the first thing I got to play was the Resident Evil demo that's VR compatible now.
Was it amazing?
Which was a great and terrible idea all at the same time. Because, like,
I would say, how many drops pee?
oh my god.
Like the whole bladder?
So, like, they offer like a tutorial for you just to get situated in the environment and get a feel for like how VR works or whatever.
What was this, a sitting experience or a standing experience?
This is a sitting experience.
Okay.
Yeah, because I don't think PlayStation VR has tracking.
It does.
It does.
It
No,
uses-
like body, like you could walk around the room with it?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
Use the PlayStation Eye.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I played the Batman demo. You could walk around with it.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
I'm gonna get to that. That was
Yes.
but fucking Batman demo. The Batman demo.
Yeah, did you find the drugs though?
Yeah, and the hockey pads.
Oh, fair enough.
So But yeah, so they're like, dude, you want to do a tutorial? I was like, hell yeah.
Fuck this.
And
I
like,
just want to be
it
Batman.
loads up. It loads up. This is my first experience with VR ever.
Yeah.
Was Resident
Loads
Evil?
up, yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it loads up, and
High stakes.
they try to get you like calibrated with like looking around and shit. But you're in this padded room, and it was at that point that I realized how fucking immersive it was.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh shit, it's like it's
Are you
so
claustrophobic?
Like, guys, there claustrophobia warning.
It wasn't like it was just. I wasn't expecting it to look like I was actually in this room.
Yeah.
But it looked like I was actually
It's-
in this room, and I was like, oh god, this is gonna suck.
Yeah, because you think at first you think it was like, oh, it's a video game. I'm never gonna get lost in it. 5 seconds into Alex being in oh my god, why did I just forget the name of it? Whatever VR. There was a tiny robot dog in the lab. Instantly went to the robot dog and tried to pet it.
Yeah, exactly.
Then like found out whatever you throw, the dog fetches. I swear he played fetch for 5 minutes.
Dude, awesome. Here's
So,
some
and that's the thing, like the most novel things. Like there is a game where it's literally just you making hamburgers.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah.
and people are excited about that. It's like, guys, that's work.
Like, even more than that, there is a one where you can go and sit at a desk and do a desk job.
Yes!
Have you seen that one before?
Yes!
Where you like you put a stapler on the photocopier and it makes another stapler for
Yeah.
you, and your job is to press the button, and then if you don't do your job, your boss comes and yells at you.
What
a
I
little
would
bit,
like to see. Have you ever seen the it's like the stick animations? It's like kill your boss.
Yes.
That would be amazing in VR.
Don't talk about stress relieving. You know, this
Right?
is a way to knock off. Get all of your emotions out there and not have to worry about the real world
Yeah.
repercussions, huh?
It's amazing.
So, back to the Resident Evil demo. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was trying to think. Yeah. So I finished the tutorial, and then they put you in the game. I haven't played the Resident Evil demo since it first launched, where there was only like I think 2 different options for an ending. Well, they added some extra rooms since then. I didn't know that. So everything's fine. I'm not worried about it as much. Like I'm not freaking out.
I know what you're talking about. No, it's not that they add extra rooms. It's a totally different experience. They intentionally made the VR experience different than the original demo.
Oh, okay.
So they intentionally made it different.
Gotcha. So yeah, because I'm like playing the demo, and I wasn't as scared as I thought I was gonna be because I played this demo like 5 times or more, and everything's fine. And I'm like, oh shit, there's another room, and I literally I'm gonna spoil, but it's a demo. I open the door, and there's just fucking like dead bodies and body bags hanging on the ceiling, and I was like, oh no, this is bad. And I go around the corner, and for all this time it's been just the like Texas Chainsaw Massacre family.
Yeah.
They added a monster
Yeah.
to the demo. It's like,
I've seen the demo
he
played.
like
So
jumps out of the boxes, and like I freaked out so hard that the headset fell off my head. Like,
Wait, so if it's a sitting experience, like, do you have a controller?
you have a controller, and this is one of my only complaints about at least the PlayStation VR was that because my brain is moving, or like I see everything like moving, but I'm sitting still.
Yeah.
It's really disorienting.
Your equilibrium gets thrown off really
Yeah.
easily.
Yeah, that was
Like-
one of the big complaints is people with motion sickness, people
Yeah.
who have, that they don't have the real ability to keep themselves separated from reality and
Yeah.
the virtual reality. That people get sick, so they're
Aren't they-
working on technology
Yeah.
to help combat that. But at this point, I don't think there's really much of a solution.
yeah, no joke. Except
Well,
for
aren't
taking
they-
Dramamine.
Aren't they? Yeah. But didn't they have a huge problem with frame rate for a while? Because I know like they didn't have a standardized frame rate for VR, and a lot of people were getting sick because it was either too fast or too slow.
The frame rate for me felt pretty solid.
I would say for a console, it's going to be a little more streamlined. For a PC, it's not going to be because
Well, I think
it's
that's
always going to be
where the initial. I think it was with the, and of course it was like whenever it was first coming out, and it was the Oculus, but like, it was still the initial problem with like people were getting sick over motion sickness, but also like the frame rate, their eyes just couldn't handle it.
Right.
And I think that they got it all figured out. Everything that I've ever tried, because I get
answer to
motion
that is-
sickness pretty easily.
My answer to that is stop being a pussy.
Fair enough.
You didn't see it, but Jim made a very obscene gesture.
It's true. So
Have you
so
ever
that
seen
means
Ready to Rumble?
oh god. So everybody out of everybody in the room, it's only Dylan, Eric, and I who have actually experienced VR before.
The only time I've worn a VR headset was I got a buddy of mine who works in the medical tech industry here in town.
Mm-hmm.
He designs like digital heart displays like for valve replacements and all that stuff. They bought him the developer's Oculus Rift when it first came out.
Oh, way back. Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, this was like a year ago. Or a couple of years ago, where we were in a rehearsal one day, and he just brings it out, and he's like, "Hey, put this on." And basically, it was like the 360 camera view, where you can turn around all the way around and get to see a landscape. But it wasn't anything more than that. But I never really had that true control experience yet, and I'm looking forward to getting to try it.
The thing that I'm actually most excited for, besides the film industry, but because I go to school for production design, and we work really closely with Theme Entertainment, which is theme park design.
Sure.
I saw basically it was like a roller coaster, and it was they just built the framework of the roller coaster. It was blank, and then the rider was wearing a VR headset.
Right. Yeah.
So then each person, like, you could choose whatever ride you want to go on. It all follows the same track.
And you're riding the ride.
Exactly. So like you feel it, but like all the visuals are whatever you want.
You see, that's beautiful because it makes it. First off, it's going to make the park a ton of money because you can ride this ride 4 times and have 4 different experiences. Whereas, right now, if you go to the Star Wars thing at Disney, you get on that little TIE Fighter experience or the X-Wing experience, and it's the same thing every time. Whereas if you changing it up, fundamentally changing it, more people are going to want to come for more experiences.
And in the future, it just makes it easier to change because then you just hire a new set of designers to design a new ride.
Exactly.
Yeah, there was something a year or so ago, and I mean, it was not practical yet, but like the escape rooms were getting super big, so they had a VR maze version of that. So like you could do sci-fi where it looked very Halo-like, or fantasy or whatever, and like all the walls are just like these big pads. So if you run into it, it doesn't hurt you or anything. But like if it was a maze, you had to find your way out, and you could fight different foes depending on like where you were in the maze.
Like that's such a good oh my God, we're living in such a great age.
It's really weird because we've evolved from the frickin' Virtual Boy.
I was about to say, remember the Virtual Boy?
Oh, dude, I had a Virtual Boy. That thing was a piece of shit.
Yeah,
headaches
first
for
off,
days.
the red and black. That's just like
the Virtual Boy.
Boy.
It was a Nintendo product.
Yeah.
Way back in the day, it was basically like this VR headset on a tripod, and it had a controller attached to it, and you plug cartridges in the back.
Don't die.
Hey, fine. It was Enchantress.
Oh, she's supposed to die.
Yeah. Okay. I almost killed his whole living room. Sorry. But yes, the Virtual Boy. It was uncomfortable because you'd have to sit it at some sort of table, and then you lean into it, and then kind of like have to kick your neck up.
It's good for the posture.
And press your face into it.
It was
you had this controller. You had no idea, really what buttons you were pressing.
And the controller's cord was like maybe 1.5 feet long, so you couldn't go far from here.
Go far away from it. And I mean, I think the games that I played was like Wario was big for the Virtual Boy. There was a tennis game.
Yeah, I think everybody had the tennis game. I think that was the
will
default.
say Teleroboxer was a very good game on there. I don't know if you guys
I don't think I ever
that.
played that one.
Teleroboxer was a first-person robot fighting game. It was actually very cool. Like the 3D effect was actually like not
Rock'em
bad
Sock'em
for what it
Robots
was.
for
Virtual Boy.
Virtual Boy.
Yeah.
Oh my
That was
God.
actually kind of a fun game.
Huh. All right.
Yeah, I remember getting the Virtual Boy, and I remember like there was only like 10 games out total that ever existed for that thing.
Yeah, it literally put it all in your hand.
I think it's something too, because this is something that humans have been wanting for hundreds of years.
Yeah.
I'm the nerd in such that I looked up the history of virtual reality, and I was just talking about in 1830 the first stereoscope was created. So 200 years ago, people were like, "Man, wouldn't it be cool if we could immerse ourselves in something more?"
Yeah, if you think every technology like surround sound, huge thing.
Exactly.
Everybody loved it.
Right.
Giant screen. Why? Because you don't want to see the edges. You want to be in that screen.
Inside of it.
That's
right.
also the same concept of why the curved displays are starting to become really popular too, because it literally The curved
Are they
displays,
bad for gaming now?
No, I don't think so. Because as far as I'm concerned, I hear like curved displays are really good for surround sound displays. Like if you have 2 curved displays,
Yeah.
like how I have 3 straight displays.
enough, yeah.
Doing multiple curved displays is a lot better for like doing
Dude, we
span
should buy
display.
enough. I mean, if we ever are rich, buy enough curved displays that we can just literally make a circle.
And then we play the Vive in it.
Done. Genius. Done.
Life.
We will become the architect.
So,
Oh my God.
what was your guys' favorite VR experience from that day?
Well, to be honest, like one of the things
We
was
only
very
played we played 2 things.
Yeah, we only played a few things.
Okay.
I got to play the
played the lab demo.
and then I played Surgeon Simulator.
Yeah.
Oh, how was Surgeon Simulator?
Really easy.
Oh, yeah.
Significantly easier
It's a lot
than the
easier
other.
when-
Yeah.
You're not like.
Let me
flailing or
translate.
playing
It
a
was much
two-player.
easier for him to kill the guy.
I did kill him, but also they give you less time this time.
Yeah,
like I
well,
actually had
and
the time.
like to be honest, we were watching him and like he was running through it like super quick. So then eventually he was really close to finishing. He was like, "Screw it," and he just started picking up the knife and like stabbing at things. Because I mean, screw it, it's VR.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
You can kill a person. With VR.
Exactly, but it was. I was very surprised at how easy it was to suspend my disbelief.
Yeah.
In there, like I was incredibly amazed at just. Even though it looks cartoony and it's obviously not reality,
Yeah.
because I played fucking Surgeon Simulator, it's not gonna look realistic.
Yeah.
How real it feels.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and a lot of it's part of like I know for the Vive they do a really good job of creating a lot of haptic feedback. Each controller has vibration in it, so anytime you interact or touch something, it gives like a slight rumble, so it kind
Oh,
of gives
cool.
a sense of you actually touching or interacting
That's
things.
cool.
And just like that sense is really it's really convincing.
Oh yeah, I was Batman for an hour. Like I was Batman.
And one of the cool things about it is like because I know I think the Oculus Rift, I don't think the Rift uses a camera. I think it just uses gyroscope for placement.
Does it? No, I think you're right. I think it just.
And
uses
then for the PlayStation VR just uses the single eye and it uses the light bars
Yeah,
for
the light
tracking.
bars for tracking.
For the Vive, it uses multiple infrared
Sensors.
cameras.
Yeah.
It uses 2 of them and you put them in opposite corners. Like I put one in this corner and this corner.
And you could buy 4 of them and have it even better. Like it tracks even better.
That's-
Yeah, the more cameras you have, the better it tracks.
In my personal opinion, I feel like if you have the money and the space to get a Vive, do it. Like
I plan on getting one.
it's
and putting it in here.
definitely just the room tracking alone makes it so much better of a like fluid experience. But if you just want something like PlayStation VR, I think it's like what $400.
Yeah.
$400.
And that's
That's a Christmas present.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a manageable.
I mean,
thing
it's another
for people
console
right now. Yeah,
Technically,
yeah,
it's a new
for sure.
console, but it's a whole new set of experiences
Yeah.
that
Right,
runs
that's
on
right.
something you already own.
And
And
same thing
I
with-
think
same thing
that's
with the Rift too.
I think that's a good point that you make.
Yeah.
That it is not. I don't feel like I played games the other day. I feel like I played experiences.
Exactly.
They're the
We're getting away from games.
yeah, like
I mean, there's still gonna be games, but it's less of a go here, do this thing. It's more of a be in this space
Be in
and
this-
be this
Explore,
person.
Yeah,
yeah,
for sure, for sure.
And that's the thing is like
Let me walk
a lot
around
of people
Hogwarts. What?
ask me like, well, how long are the games? And I'm like, well, the thing is you don't really like buy them for the
Yeah.
longevity of the experience. You just buy them for the very surreal experience itself.
Well,
and
A lot of people really like, or a lot of people are getting into like the open world games where like Just Cause and GTA, where you can do whatever you want. This is the perfect platform for this. Just make.
Could you imagine playing GTA on the Vive?
No,
Oh God.
I feel really bad.
I don't want a
Well,
little kid to
picking
run
up
me
a
over
hooker
with a
in
car
VR.
and start yelling at me and cursing.
Yeah, it does ask a couple of questions. I mean, I think in a controlled space, like
Exactly.
Skyrim would be amazing, or
I don't see multiplayer. There's a couple games that I have looked into, like Hover Junkers, that do multiplayer really well.
right.
But like, I think that if it's that type, if you're going for an immersive experience, single player, give them free like
Right.
just shoot Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah,
I want to walk around Rivendell.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
The only I've seen a couple of really cool it's like land style. I say land. Co-op style games. Like, have you seen the Star Trek Bridge Simulator?
No.
Okay, this is the coolest thing. So if you're a
Jim is so
nerd,
excited.
if you're a nerd like me, I mean, I love all of the Star Wars, Star Trek, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
You name it. Those are the big ones that everybody seems to get into. I'm not sure which company it was, but they created, just Google it, Star Trek Bridge Simulator, and you and your friends all put on a VR headset, And one person plays the captain, and everybody else sits in the engineer, the comms, the
That's pretty
shields,
cool.
the weapons, and you're actually working together to accomplish a mission.
That's
and
awesome.
so you're actually sitting on the bridge, and so you have to fight. But if your shields are up, you can't warp away.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to work together. And the captain's got this little list of things you need to accomplish, and you have to say, "You do this, you do this, you do this." And in order to introduce it, they got LeVar Burton and a few other people from the original. So it was Next Generation, Voyager, the guy who plays Sulu on
The movies.
the new movies, the Abrams,
Sean
JJ.
Penn?
Not
No, Sean Penn.
was Urban, I think is his name. Kyle Urban? No.
Yes, Keith Urban.
Kyle Urban. I
Wait,
think
Toby
is-
Keith was in the movie?
That's correct. Well, they brought them all in, and they were like, "Here, try this out." And they said, I mean, it was amazing because you get to see them living their life because they've done this to a blank green screen, and now they're actually living it, and you could just see the childlike wonderment in their eyes. And I suggest everyone Google it and check it out. That's the kind of multiplayer experience that I think that would work really well.
And it's simple.
Yes.
It's like, it's good because it's a group activity.
Exactly.
Does anybody get to be a red shirt?
No. I think
Because I feel like that'd be a fun little add-on because it's like the person who like looks down and I'm in a red shirt.
Damn it.
I'm dead.
Shit.
I'm gonna die.
I'm not making it through this one, guys.
Yeah, but I think my biggest issue is that sometimes when you have that one teammate that doesn't really do or know what's going on, and you want to like just get up and do their job for them, you can't because you're sitting there, you're tied to your own seat. Dude, just, come on, man.
That's the story of my life. Every time I want to fucking work, I'm just at work and I'm like, you're not doing your job right.
One of the things I couldn't get over was the way that my brain reacted to certain things in virtual reality. I playing the Batman game, and so like you go and you like hit on the piano to like start up the Batcave entrance or whatever.
Right.
And you go down an elevator. And you know the sensation when you're going down an elevator?
Yeah.
I had the exact same sensation.
Shut up.
And I was like, that's really weird.
Dude, brains are weird, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was very interesting to have that feeling, even though I'm not actually in an elevator, but my
amazing,
brain
though.
thought I was, so it did it.
Guys,
It
we're
did
like
that
5 years
feeling.
away from Ghost in the Shell. I'm telling you.
Right?
Yeah, I really think so. I think that we are right on the cusp of
Dot
really.
hack and sword art.
No.
Well, not too crazy.
Okay,
but,
dot hack.
Sword art where you die.
The point where we start having to like connect our nervous system to the damn thing, I'm done. Like, I can't.
I'm out.
no Matrix,
Yeah, I was
just.
just say, fucking Matrix this.
But no, I think we're going to see a lot more of like international, working together. I mean, you'd be able to hang out in a room with Joe Schmo from Australia and Croatia and wherever. Like
A really good example of that is there was a game.
Werewolf Among Us?
No.
Okay, never mind. That later.
There was a movie that Gerard Butler was in, released years ago. It was called Gamer.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
absolutely.
And
yes,
that actually
exactly.
reminds me a lot of like the exact experience because it's like you have this room that just tracks all your motions and you become the person without an extra headset or without
right.
anything like that.
Yep.
But hopefully there's not a person dying on the other end.
Yeah,
Anyway.
true.
Or you're not like having sex with like Sims and shit that are like real people.
Yeah, that I mean, obviously it's a little bit
Westworld. Anyway, but no,
But you're
there's-
right, yeah.
There's a game that's coming that I don't know if it's come out or I saw the trailer for it, and it's Werewolf Among Us, which
Yeah.
basically the normal game it's like you all play and everybody like it's a town, and you all at the end of the day come to like the fire in the middle of the town and you try and figure out who's the werewolf killing everybody. But they had it as a VR experience. So,
wow.
like, you're all sitting down and, like, you're all talking to each other. I mean, yeah, it's not your actual face, but, like, you still feel like you're in the same room with everybody and you're voting and, like, you could see people's mannerisms, like, looking around trying to check everybody. And it was and the best part about it is, like, they had all the developers from the different studios, but they had, like, one in Brazil, one in France, one in the US, one in Canada.
cool.
And it was like, that's amazing.
I think I'm torn on that. My thing is like, I feel like VR should be for experiences that you can't have in real life.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, yeah, for like obviously for like training or like being able to see like a different place, like a city or
Like
something.
take a
it'd be
tour
cool.
of a museum. You want to
Yeah.
go to the Louvre, but you can't drive.
Right.
You can't go
like
to Paris.
that kind of stuff is cool, but like if I'm playing a game that I could actually play in real life, I'm like, what's the point of the VR? You're like,
Yeah.
John sent us that trailer for the Werewolf Among Us VR video.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I
Well,
was
then
like,
that must have been where I started watching
yeah,
it from.
and I was like, this is cool, but like, I was at Ben's house when I saw it, and like Ben literally had the card game on his table.
Yeah.
and we were like,
But at the same, I feel
playing that
like that's just like going to what he said. It's like now you're able to connect with people who are like in Japan or
That's
people who are
true.
like in Europe.
I will also say I think what's cool about adding VR experiences to stuff like that is that you have the ability to add extra things that you can experience in real life. I'm throwing this knife around
And
like
at
I'm a
that
serial
point,
killer.
yeah.
But so it's
want to
like
know how I got these scars?
exactly. So it's like it's like the idea is, you know, if you play a physical card game, you're limited to the people around you, the people in your area.
That's right.
And just like real life, but if you're playing in VR, they can actually start throwing in cool visuals of like, if, like
Yeah.
let's say if something happens, like somebody dies, like they can have like an animatic that comes up that kind of creates a more
Yeah.
immersive experience.
So let's talk really hypothetical and really nerdy. D&D.
Dude, oh my
Okay.
god.
Right?
Yeah.
That would
D&D
be
and VR would be amazing.
Well,
Yeah.
see,
Tabletop simulator, yeah, but at the same time, like,
well, Jody and I were actually talking about if I get the Vive,
Y'all wanna try it?
We're gonna do Tabletop Simulator because it works in with the Vive.
that could
Well, now I just
that
need to
could
get a
be
headset.
really really cool if
Yeah.
they say even if it's not even the whole like because there's a whole universe, right?
Yeah.
But what if you just created what is it the Sword Coast?
right?
You know, and you have this chunk of that area, and you know you have the big cities. I mean, and you could really live these experiences that you've been
even,
imagining
like,
for so long.
Not
Yeah.
even, and it doesn't even have to be that experience, like, not that experience, but like that.
Deep.
Yeah,
think?
exactly. Just like, let me go and see, like, they have the big city that we fight in. Let me go see it. Like,
Yeah,
let me just, like,
exactly.
while we're
Take the tour.
playing the game, let me walk around this city so I could feel like I'm there.
Right.
Because I know, like, people with a lot of imagination, we already know, like, we're there. We know what every building looks like and everything, all the layout.
Right.
But, like, people who don't have that imagination are like, it's harder for them to get into D&D. This is a great next step.
For sure. It beats
Also,
graph. It beats graph paper a little bit.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Tad bit. Yeah, I've been stuck doing Photoshop and Illustrator for the last like 3 days, just preparing.
Right.
I mean, shit, I can
Oh.
just do that all in VR.
My parents have all like the pewter cast figures and like settings, so I use that in mine.
Well, we play. I am a dungeon master from Georgia, and they are all in Louisiana, so we have to do everything on a computer.
Yeah, we do everything digitally. Well, we
I
Skype them
really
in.
want my characters because they have like Hero Forge where you could like create your own figures. I
Okay.
really want to get a couple of those,
Yeah.
just because there's like 3 characters that like I've always played that I love.
I still have yet to actually like play a D&D campaign.
It's
It's
weird.
it's
Have
so
Jody,
much
like
fun.
have Jody or somebody or John run a one shot for you guys. It's such a cool experience.
And it's also really interesting because
Play
I feel
an
like
evil
that
campaign.
D&D is starting to proliferate a lot more as of recently. Like before, like the past like few years, I feel like the people I knew who played D&D were few and far between.
think
And
it was-
it could just be that my friend circles are changing, but I
Yeah.
feel like that
Geek
whenever-
culture in general
Yeah.
is
It's
getting
rising.
More
Yeah, I was
Well,
gonna say I
it's-
know so many people who play
It's a
D&D
huge,
right now.
and it's huge because like Acquisitions Inc., who are like the Green Ronin crew that like they write a bunch of D&D stuff. At PAX, they do a lot. Like they do live in front of a crowd D&D session every year. You have Critical Role with like all these famous voice actors that literally that streams every Thursday night that I watch
I've
for
seen
4
I've
hours
seen like
straight.
an episode of that.
And like there's a bunch of people streaming their D&D experiences.
Right. Yeah.
But this is about VR.
Well, yeah, but I mean, but this is a good point because what we're ultimately looking for is the most immersive storytelling,
Yeah.
arc that you can get, and we're just imagining what we could get with that added VR experience, just giving us a life inside as
Yeah.
opposed to what we can imagine.
So that being said, what's the place if you could explore in VR, where would it be?
Oh, that's a good question.
My default is always the same answer.
What is it?
Harry Potter universe.
I knew it.
If I could go and like just walk around Hogwarts and like go do all that shit,
Universal Studios, dude.
I've been dude, my school
It's
is
real life,
4
baby.
hours away from it. Trust me.
You have
I've
Full
been.
Sail?
No, I'm a SCAD.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome.
I would want to enter the Marvel universe.
Right?
That would be fucking cool.
When that was one of the things that like I don't know if you guys watch Comic Book Men, but like they were asking the question, like, if you could be in a universe, where would it be? And one of the guys said, like, I would love to be in the DC universe, like, in Gotham. Just to have that one chance of just, like, while walking, you see, like, Batman jumping across, like, the skyline.
Right.
Or, like, Joker, like, blowing shit. I mean, you
Or
die.
breathing in Scarecrow's, trippy gas.
Scarecrow is my favorite villain, bar none.
Right.
He's one of my tops, but he's not.
Who's the top?
It changes.
Fair enough.
Who is it right now?
People develop.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Is the two characters that everyone classifies as a villain, I really like, and I don't see them as a villain.
Well, then who are they?
It's Jason Todd and Harley Quinn.
I wouldn't say Jason Todd is a villain.
With
He's
some
not
of the,
anymore.
what is it, the red mask?
Yeah.
Red Hood.
Yeah, Red
Red
Hood,
Hood.
excuse me.
Harley
Red
Quinn.
hat.
The red
Harley
hat.
I feel like
the red mustache.
dips
mask.
heavily into anti-hero at very
Yes.
big moments in our lifetime.
I'm trying to think what
course.
universe I think that I would want to get into.
I'm gonna have to go with Lord of the Rings strictly because like I was raised in the SCA, which is there's like multiple SCAs, the Society of Creative Anachronism. So like I was literally like born around kings and queens and all that other stuff, and so like we always watched Lord of the Rings when I was little, and there was a fantasy aspect, obviously,
Yeah,
there were
sure.
elves and magic and shit. But that's I don't know, that's been my favorite influence on my life, so I'm gonna go there.
Yeah.
I think that every single one of those things would be awesome to go into.
Yeah.
But I like to think about maybe the Star Wars universe is going universally as opposed to fantasy.
Yeah.
Because it is fantasy, but just to see
It's real life.
no
dude.
to literally see maybe
just in a
how
galaxy far,
immersive
far away.
the Death Star would be.
Right?
Yeah.
It is the size of
Flying
a
up
moon.
and seeing it would be ridiculous.
Right.
But on that, my second place is always going to be Firefly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hands down.
That would
Being
be
on
cool
Serenity.
universe.
is
My
gonna be
second
amazing.
choice would be the Teletubbies universe.
Yeah!
Tinky Winky, man.
Bruh, for life.
Dude's my boy.
Stuggin'. What about you, Alex?
I have no idea.
Elder Scrolls.
The terrible.
I feel like
answer.
if you would be able to like do a Fusoda.
No, dude. To be honest, I would really like to be in the Fallout universe. Fallout
Oh yeah, I forget.
would be an awesome universe.
Post-apocalyptic would be interesting. Like
I
say
would die
Mad Max.
immediately.
What if you
I
could
know
live
my
in the
survival
Thunderdome?
chances.
Like
Just
be.
fold
Well,
over.
and I feel like that kind of realm is perfect for VR because I don't have to go live there in my real life.
Right. Well, what about? Let's go completely historical. I would love to experience. Have you ever watched Spartacus: Blood and Sand?
Yes.
One of my favorite TV shows
Super good.
of all time. And just, I want that experience. I want to
That'd be
be the
amazing.
gladiator raising, the sword and shield in the thing.
Go
and
hang out
have three guys come out and see what it would really be like to, to
Or,
fight as a
just
gladiator.
Go hang out with Caligula for like a weekend.
I would
You
say
might come back a little screwed up in the head, but hell.
Can you get digital STDs? Because I think that's how you get them.
I think so.
I have
think
digital
they're called-
STDs
they're
thinking
called
about
computer
it.
viruses.
Conky viruses.
So to wrap up this podcast, were there any negative things that you guys saw about your Vive experience?
There was,
If you're gonna do it in a large space.
yeah, that was the biggest problem. And it wasn't necessarily a problem because I feel like Jody had enough. He had just enough space for one person.
Yeah.
But I feel like the larger the space you have with a Vive,
The more immersive it'll
the
be.
better it's gonna be for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, because with Jody's, he has such a small. He had it in his room.
Yeah.
So he has such a small space in his room, just mixed with his bed, his TV desk,
Yeah.
his couch, and everything, and
Lot
that's
of
in his room.
obstacles.
Yeah, it's like you can only suspend disbelief for a very limited
Yeah.
amount of time until like you hit that barrier.
It's
that
like
comes
we're
up.
going to push the button and we touch his couch.
But
But it's just like also the cords for the Rift and for the
just
The-
like
the
anything
cords
else,
in general, 'cause the
it'll
VR
eventually
cords,
become
yeah.
the cords.
it'll eventually become wireless.
yeah.
absolutely.
you
Well,
think
also
about it,
I've seen people do really creative, like they usually have a hook into their ceiling,
Oh,
and it's
it
like
has
all the
reeds.
cords are like completely out of the way. That's a
Cool.
really good way to do
Yeah,
it.
I've-
Yeah.
also they have.
But you have to get extenders and all this other things.
They
and
also
then-
have people who have been working on like turning laptops into VR backpacks where
Yeah.
where it's all mobile and you just have it on your back.
yeah.
So I've
Those
seen
guys-
stuff like
those
that.
guys- Those guys are fun.
I would say on the PSVR end, my only complaint was, and I think it would just take me time to get used to. It was mainly like sitting down with the controller and moving was a little like woo.
Yeah.
And then also the VRs. There were times where like everything was really clear, but there was some times where like the visuals were very
Get fuzzy,
grainy and
yeah.
like fuzzy. and that's the only thing. And I've heard if you have like a PS Pro, it looks a lot better. But I played it on a regular PS4, and every now and then it was a little grainy.
Yeah.
But I never felt like it took me completely out of the experience.
Right.
Like the entire time that I was playing all of those games, I was there. You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's very important when you're doing a virtual reality
Yeah.
kind of experience. You want to be in that world.
Exactly.
And I never felt like I wasn't,
Fair enough.
which is really cool.
I will say with the gear, I didn't see. Wait, what?
Gear or Vive?
No, the Samsung gear.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
I don't see any negatives towards it, just only because it's not like, obviously you don't have a controller. It's literally you just sit down and like experience it.
Right.
But for what they're selling and at that price point, it's a really good experience.
Yeah, I think those are the lowest end VR
Yeah.
things right
When
now.
it's- it's-
like
other
$6.
than the Google Cardboard.
Yeah, I
which
mean
is
the Google Cardboard,
$15.
but like that thing falls apart after a while. But I feel like the gear, Google Cardboard is good if you want like a novelty, like a couple afternoons use, and then you're looking into getting a gear.
So what he's saying
It's
is
like a
VR
good test.
porn.
Yeah.
If
you just want
you get the
VR
Google-
porn.
That's what you get the Google Cardboard for.
Oh gosh, that's something we didn't even go into at all.
Thank
That
God.
will be a thing,
We'll
y'all.
save that for next
No,
podcast.
it is a thing
It
already.
is a thing.
Oh my dear.
It
Wait,
is
wait,
a
wait.
thing already.
There's already a Kickstarter, and
Oh, boy.
it came up on Facebook because one of my friends is
he
very
wasn't
weird.
googling it at
Yes,
all.
I was.
We're putting that.
I was price checking.
We're putting a link for this Kickstarter.
But there's a
description.
Kickstarter for literally it's just like a robotic fleshlight
Oh dear God.
that connects to your VR headset.
Oh my goodness.
And they had to shut down the Kickstarter because there were too many people backing it.
Oh my God.
Congratulations,
we didn't
Internet.
mean for this to actually be a thing.
Oh,
Abort.
dude, if there's a way for people to get weirder and weirder with their sex
Right?
habits, it's going to happen.
At this point in time, I was just like why? That's so
Just
much
go have sex.
effort, right?
Just go have sex.
have a relationship.
I was about to say, like, buying a prostitute's cheaper than buying a fucking electronic fleshlight.
So I think the moral of this podcast is: if you haven't tried VR yet, definitely go out
Yes,
and try
100%.
it.
Get on that.
If
And dude, get your grandparents to try it. Get your parents to try it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
everybody.
I think that's another important thing. I know we're wrapping up, but it's a experience for everyone.
Generational.
Not
dude.
just gamers. It can be literally for
Yeah.
your grandparents, your kids, like whatever.
And I feel like that's like if you have like the parents or the grandparents that constantly say like, why are you always playing your video games? Let them try this. They will understand.
Have you seen this shit, Mom?
Like this is like yeah, you get to go and experience life every day.
Yeah,
this
and
is
then-
what I do for like 3 hours. A
And
day.
then Eric's mom goes in and she's like, yeah, I can grab all the virtual asses.
God damn it, Alex! I hate you. Anyways, thanks for tuning into this podcast. My name's Eric,
I'm Alex.
I'm Jim.
I'm Kate.
Dylan.
and this is the Immature Hour Podcast. We are with Packed House. Kate's with Backstory. Peace.
Bye, bitch.
Bye.
Bitches.